said Owen Benjamin tried to poison my lasagna. That's how you're going to try and diss someone in a wheelchair? By saying that the wind blew them over? That's your slight jab at me, buddy? Nice try. Must be nice to try and make jokes like that. Found out about Owen Benjamin and the Unbearables. I can't remember exactly who told me about them. It might have been one of them who had reached out to me, actually. Long story short, in like March of 2018, I was looking to, of course, continue building the show, and I was looking for a group of networkers, kind of like-minded creative conservatives, and I was told about the Unbearables. I found out about Owen through the JRE podcast. To be honest, I wasn't really a big fan of him comedically. Like, I thought he was okay, but he wasn't, great. But I kind of liked what he was doing with the whole, anti-trans kids thing. That really spoke out to me. And in the beginning, the Unbearables seemed to be a great network. People who were doing creative stuff like art and design and podcasting and video production, parody, songs, musicianship, in the case of Chuck Forrest, and just late night streams, which was how I met the original DZ guys. Of course, John Neary was my first interview for the brief period of time I was with the Bears. But here's the thing, Owen's not even a conservative. He's a fucking leftist, posing. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing. How dare you! Owen is doing the shit that mass shooters do before they go out and do a school shooting. Here's my manifesto. We need to get rid of the weak people, and I'm not saying he's going to be the one to do this. An Australian man murdered his wife with a pair of scissors, stabbed her in the chest. This is a warning to the general public about Owen Benjamin. We warned you. How dare you!
Must be nice.
According to him, the goat urinated on him first, in front of Amy.
all this gay talk is pissing off my German Shepherd.
Alrighty, and good evening, and welcome to the show. Live from Florida. It's Saturday night. Wait, no, wrong. That's not the show we're doing.
Live from Florida. It's Sammy's bedroom
Shit show. Welcome to the Whitfield report. And tonight I've got Apex, and then Sinister Charlie is back. And if you watched the Thursday after show, which was technically not an after show because we never did a show before that, but Charlie was our guest, and we liked hanging out with him so much that I wanted to invite him onto the main show. So how are you gentlemen doing tonight?
Doing great, man. Thanks for having me back on.
No problem. So, boy, that Brandon guy is, he's really popular, eh?
So hot right now.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot about him. I mean, from college football games to NASCAR races, and I mean, they're talking about him on the news. Is this guy running for president or something?
I think he should. I mean, I think it's just really awesome that, like, people are just being like really encouraging and being like, let's go, Brandon. That is the type of energy we need to build back better, I guess. So
Yeah, I would have to.
I don't think we've ever seen a NASCAR driver this popular since maybe Jeff Gordon. Right?
See, it's become so meta. I don't even know who Brandon is. Is it a NASCAR driver? I mean,
Oh yeah,
I thought
he's like a really nice guy. Does a great
Oh,
interview.
wow, incredible. That's amazing stuff. So he should definitely be running for president then. I mean,
Absolutely.
he's uniting the country in a time of strife we've never seen before. You know, in since probably since before World War II. I mean, we were all pretty united. The PSYOP was pretty well. I mean, the country was pretty well united for all that,
Yeah,
including the war on terror.
I haven't seen the country come together this quickly since 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting there.
That's incredible. We need this. That Brandon's got that 9/11 energy. That's
9/11
amazing.
energy.
I'd like to meet the guy.
It seems really cool.
Yeah, no, he really does. I also find it interesting that like I do find it funny that people are like freaking out and they're being like, it's an insult against Biden, and it's like, yeah, of course it is, but no one gives a fuck. Like we all. Like, I think we're at the point now where, like, everyone hates Biden. Like, I don't know a single person who was actually like, Biden's doing great. Everyone thinks he's terrible.
I see some blue check marks saying shit like that, but those aren't real people. Go ahead, Charlie.
I see a lot of coping from celebrities and shit.
Yeah, for sure.
At least no more mean tweets though. I do, as much as I dislike Hunter Biden, though, I do have to admit, I kind of, I think he ended up the way he did because Biden is his dad. I mean, that's becoming more and more clear with every day.
I mean, it has to be the case, in my estimation, anyway.
There's the most recent Biden video I've seen is there's one where he's like rambling about something and he says like we have fewer democracies than we did like 10 years ago in the world, and it's just like a bizarre just another incoherent rant. Let me try and see if I can pull it up on Twitter here. Why is for some reason my Discord that I was trying to connect. What's going on, Apex?
I was just gonna ask, did you guys see? I think it was Stained, a week or two ago during a concert, one of them mid 2000s alternative bands, that held up a "Let's Go Brandon," but the actual phrase saying that's pretty cool. So yeah, it's a very unifying message, and I mean
we need Stained. That's how you know the world's ending. Stained. What's that guy's name again? I can't remember his name.
There, man. Face. Stupid face.
Stupid face.
But let's. Okay, I think this'll go now.
What's that?
Hey,
but what the young boomers trying to do here?
I'm trying to I'm trying to play a video.
Oh, Charlie, I don't know if you know how to do that, but if you click on the on air thing, then you can watch the stream. There's a button to click watch stream.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm retarded. So.
No, I didn't know what he was doing either. So we're good.
So I just had a boomer moment. This is why I need like a secondary producer or something. So,
Yeah,
but
we can't
I,
we can't hear that.
I just started figuring out Discord, and last night I was really drunk, and I stepped into somebody else's chat on accident. I don't know how I did it.
Well, look, it's a server, and like the nature of it is like if it's not a lockdown VC, if people are in there and you're in the VC, people are gonna join in. As you know, if you other drunk people use Discord, I've done that shit so many times, and people
Yeah,
have
but
done it to me.
I had absolutely nothing to talk about. I was just like, oh, this is fun.
ah,
And now I'm all pukey. Now I'm all pukey today.
uh, yeah, that'll happen. I was in a VC.
Hey, oh, time out. Sorry, but you were in a VC. But I think because of last time Charlie was in here, his settings might be a little low because chat says he's a little quiet. So
Okay.
Charlie, you don't do nothing, but Sammy, see if he's got if you need to adjust him.
Yeah,
We're doing it live here, folks. This is what we do on the Whitfield Report while we watch Joe Biden silently.
Yeah, it's either my
Looking like
volume's too high or it's too low. I can never figure it out.
well, but again, Sammy's got
okay.
control on his
Yeah,
end too.
I think I fixed it. So you're coming in louder on my end. So,
Right.
um,
Yeah, just in the chat if you could let me know.
Yeah, I'm sure that's good. But anyway, Sammy, you were saying something.
no, I was just saying. I mean, I met Apex through, the Danger Zone, but I met Whiskey and a few other people that Apex and I now hang out in this other, in the A Tacky Discord,
Oh yeah.
which I never really went in, but like the few times I went in, it was just like it was
God,
just
that
a
place
shit.
was so fun.
It was just like it was just like a 24/7 nonstop shit show. Um,
Yeah, it was so fun.
of just
The
epic.
zero tact. And Charlie, you're familiar with Ethan Ralph, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I watch a show when I can, if it's like
Right.
on the chill stream or something.
Right. So Zero, the server we're referring to, one of the owners was Adrian or Aid Zero, otherwise known as Aid Zero, which is one of Ethan Ralph's ex-girlfriends, who he now has like he can't even say her name. That's like legal shit about her. But anyway, so that's the kind of terminally online individual who owned this server and the kind of people like tons of internet famous lolcows and lolcow hunters and so yeah, it was just constant. I mean, like 30, 40 people in the VC screaming at each other. It was so much fun. Missed that server.
I'm usually not into the internet drama stuff.
Yeah.
Unless
No,
somebody else is making fun of somebody, then I'll watch it. But
neither am I. But neither am I. But
Oh,
Apex was like, "Yo, Sam, I've got some cool people to introduce you to." So then I met
but anyway, yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Pope and Whiskey and
Ultimately, you, Charlie.
ultimately you.
gee.
I remember Charlie because I did the whole like Twitter circle thing. And Apex was in there and Charlie replies to me and he's like, "Why am I not in your circle?" And I'm like, I have no
I don't
idea
know who the fuck you are.
Yeah, I just like to say that. I like to fuck with people with that stuff.
But
Well, see, and what the best part is I'm like, dude, how the fuck do you not know my good friend Charlie? And
Yeah, no, we've
we
known
never
each
spoke.
other.
Charlie, you and I never spoke. We never spoke. We've been Twitter friends for a minute, but like not
Yeah,
that much interaction.
yeah. A lot of the people I just they follow me, so I'll follow them back for the
Sure.
most part.
Yeah.
and then I actually like
chat.
and then I actually did check out Charlie's Twitter and YouTube channel and thought, "Oh shit, this guy actually is pretty fucking cool." So
Okay, so now that we've gone off on that little tangent, are we gonna?
Thanks for sucking my dick.
Yeah,
Appreciate
right.
it.
Yeah, we can talk about how gay chat is for looking up Charlie's porn. Oh wait, damn it, that was the last show. Never mind.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
We
Did they
doing a
find
news
anything?
thing? I mean, I didn't do nothing. I'm not gay, bro.
Yeah, I know. That's usually what I tell people. It's like, well, if you want to look it up, go for it. It's out there.
No, but yeah, I was just wondering if we were gonna do like a bullshit show, or if you had topics you wanted to
I mean,
get out of the way first, Sammy.
I do have topics, namely in regards to the frumpy old man here. Um, he was rambling about something, and it's only 40 seconds, but it's just he has.
yeah.
Oh, is this where he started yelling at people or
Yeah, and he
something?
slams the fucking desk. We have fewer democracies in the world today than we did 15 years ago. Fewer,
Yeah,
not more. Oh yeah, not more, fewer.
yeah,
Fucking.
yeah. This
Joey
I tell you,
baby.
man, it's fucking. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, this guy is just like. At this point, I'll play the clip, so I think it should come in.
We have fewer democracies in the world today than we did 15 years ago. Fewer. Not more, fewer.
Okay, Joe, stop yelling.
Cannot be
Okay,
sustained.
Joe. Oh,
That's why from day one of my administration, I've taken concrete steps to put human rights back at the center of our foreign policy and reassert our moral leadership on the global stage. To lead, as Chris has so often heard me say, with the power of our example, not the example of our power.
Human right.
That's what I think about that.
Perfect timing. So yeah, I mean, to be fair, Hunter, it's. I mean, I'm not saying that it's good that he's a crack addict, but I mean, when you have a dad like this, I mean,
Well, yeah, it's hard to blame Hunter. It really is in a lot of cases. Much like, you know what, this would be a perfect segue, Sammy. There's something else you wanted to talk about, Twitter related,
yeah,
that we DM'd about,
Ye-
in regards to shit, fuck, sociopathic, psychopathic parents raising children,
yeah,
and
and
just what that can lead to. And it's amazing how you can find it all over Twitter.
yeah. So
Um,
I've actually got this in the show notes as well, but yeah. So often we talk how Twitter isn't real life. However, there are examples where like Twitter bleeds into real life, I guess. So, for those of you listening to this on audio, there's this political lady named Liz Mayer, I guess, and the real kicker here is she's like a PR and communications person, right?
she's all RNC too. Like if you I clicked on her profile earlier, and all the communications she's done some for like libertarian something or other, and
Yeah,
I think for Rand Paul.
but point is
Uh,
is that like she's a communications like person,
direct, right?
and yet
Can I Can
yeah,
I dictate these tweets real quick?
yeah,
So
feel free.
this fucking psychopath who has 40 or 50,000 followers and a check mark here on Twitter. Starts this Twitter thread out by saying, I have resorted to burning Pokemon cards as a punishment when my kid doesn't do basic stuff he has to do. And then she tweets underneath that, in parentheses, the basic stuff is eating. He comes home without having eaten his lunch, card burnt. He doesn't eat enough dinner, card burnt. Bear in mind, my kid is about 4'6" tall at age 7 and yet weighs less than 55 pounds. He needs to put some weight on, specifically muscle, and parentheses, period. Like,
what a fucking cunt.
what a psycho. I mean, specifically muscle? He's fucking 7. He probably doesn't even have all of his fucking adult teeth yet. Grown all the way in.
That is so fucking. That's Owen Benjamin levels of retardation.
That
I don't know.
love. So, I mean, again, it's if you look at a lot of the comments, it's a lot of talk of like sociopathic behavior, which it very much is. But
Yeah,
But I just think about from having a, you know, a pretty fucked up stepmother in my youth and the types of, I mean, I don't know. I felt like I was old enough and I was able to observe most of it. I think about the kids, that fucking kid, what he's going through with these cards being burnt. What's wrong with this kid? I mean, I don't know about you guys, but children, in my experience, do not go on hunger strikes to be assholes. You know what I mean? They may not like broccoli. They may not like certain food. What are you feeding this kid? You know what I mean? Have you taken him to a fucking doctor? You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying, Sam? I thought you said you had something relevant, right?
yeah,
To or similar in your life.
yeah. Well, so when my parents were going through their divorce, when I was like 9 or so, I mean that was like I didn't want to do anything just because I was like so depressed and like I lost my appetite like completely, and I was kind of underweight as a kid too. But it was also kind of like a hormonal thing, or I guess like a like a biochemistry thing. It's something that like if your kid's not eating and that they don't have like the hunger reaction, you should probably take them to like a doctor or like a specialist of some kind or something. And
Yeah,
but
and she's talking about like putting on muscle as a 7-year-old. You're gonna fuck that kid up, man.
yeah,
Yeah, right. And I mean, when I clicked on her profile and saw all the right wing shit, it reminded me of like the libtard, you know, you know, blue haired fucking substitute teacher type on the left that are just insane with the things that they believe and they advocate and they talk about on the internet. This is like the right wing version of that, where
yeah,
they're like, oh no, there's no such thing as emotions. My kid's gonna fucking eat, or I'm gonna take everything that he loves and he's gonna be buff by the time he's fucking 12, or he's gonna, I'm sending him out with the wolves, or,
well,
some shit like that.
well, and then like I guess later on, like I scrolled through some of her other, like now she's trying to like pass off too as like, oh, I was just making like edgy, like she didn't say it, but she's been like, boy, I've been making lots of edgy tweets, lately, and like she's trying to like pass off being a shitty parent now as like that she's an edge lord, and it's like,
Well,
Trying to be cool, mom. Cool
and,
mom.
well,
and
and
it's
you know what? And go ahead, Sam. Go ahead.
and someone actually was like, and someone was like, no, this was way too specific for a shit post.
Well, and I was just about to say that. I mean, I was actually going to kind of defend her, but that was going to be my ultimate point. Was that like Twitter's not a real place. Someone like her who's using an official account to say you can't. I mean, at least in my estimation, you can't do shit like that. Stray from talking like you would to people in person in a professional manner on Twitter, because people are going to do exactly this. But I've said and I've seen said a lot of really fucking wild shit, and they're jokes most of the time. But again, from I don't know. And again, if they followed it up relatively quickly with like, I'm not actually doing this. This is just a joke or whatever. Then see, but I don't know, because all engagement is good engagement. It comes down to it on social media. So
Yeah, and yeah, it's like I say some really not really edgy shit on Twitter, but I'll joke around. But then again, I'm not professional lady over here.
Yeah,
Like,
sure.
goddamn.
you're not a professional public relations person, using your verified. Like what I want to know is like what was the logic that like went through her head in the first place that was like, I need to tweet this from my verified
Bro,
account.
I really think that she thought she's thinking that trad right wing mom shit. Like she's virtue signaling to the retard fucking hard right. you know, that are like, emotions aren't fucking real. All you got to do is regiment. You know, kids need structure, and you know, some of that's true. But you know what I mean? They take, just like the fucking idiot leftoids do. They take some truths and they run through their batshit fucking imaginations, and then they come to some sort of collective agreement because some fucking lunatic in their midst at some point came up with some semi-coherent structure to all their chaos, and you know, it goes forward from there. Like,
Yeah, and who even
looking
knows
for
if she really did this or not? But still, why? Like, this
right,
is an ambient tweet.
right, yeah, exactly. Like, who? Nobody can prove whether or not she's actually doing this. Now, if she, again, it's just the fact that it's there and that she, like you said, she's a verified account, and if she's supposed to be communications director and a professional, blah blah blah. This is a representation of herself. Like, this is not just a shit post. You can't just, you know, when you're a freelancer in any capacity, I would think on the internet, you know, you are what you tweet, you are what you post, man. You know, you
Yeah.
know, I work for a company too, and I post some edgy shit and I talk some shit to people. Not really that edgy, but I do talk some shit. Um, but I'm not. I've never once, you know, gone to bat, advocated for my company or claimed to be some sort of spokesman or anything like that. It's just a company that I work for. And if people really try,
Yeah,
they
and
could figure it out.
yeah, and I don't even have kids or anything. So, but the two things that piss me off most about people is when they fuck with kids and when they fuck with animals. That even if she didn't do it, that's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I agree. Because again, she has 50,000 followers. To assume that, let's assume that 20% of those are, paid for, because, you know, but then again, I haven't looked through her, but assuming she has followers that follow her and listen to her and have, put some stock into what she has to say, likely young or influential, politically minded people or up and coming communications, you know what I mean? Like, people are going to
Yeah,
read that. And I mean, you can't be responsible for the way people take things, but you should have, some mind when you post things on the internet. As it's the argument that's been made for a long time. It's like, how much responsibility you have to your audience's actions. But yeah, I think irresponsible is irresponsible, and I would condemn it on either side.
and I think it's funny now that like you said, she was trying to do like the whole trad mom, thing, but like even a lot of like I guess like trad people that I know of at least are like what the fuck is wrong with this bitch. So
Yeah, no, the most quote unquote trad people that I know have reacted in horror to that.
yeah,
And I've
specifically Sonny and Jer. So
Yeah, but no, I showed people in real life that tweet today. Like, read this and tell me if this reads like a joke or like, wait, what? And then follow-up questions that I can't answer from people IRL that don't understand, how social media works. It's like,
yeah.
I,
Jokes usually have punchlines.
exactly, right.
yeah, and then like I got some DM from like some like random like you know probably a boomer like patriot, probably like some baby boomer who was like you know MAGA patriot like 1776 or something like that, and they were like the left is like trying to like get her kid taken away by CPS. This is horrible. And it's like, now to be clear, I don't think that this is like I don't think that like burning Pokemon cards
Not even
is like
close. No,
is
no, not even
is
close. Child abuse. No, no. Go
so
ahead. Sorry.
I don't condone that, but like my question is like, okay, suppose she is doing this. It's pretty fucked up, to begin with. But like, what happens when she runs out of Pokemon cards? Like, what else does she
The other
do?
question, the other question that I have is she buying these Pokemon cards? I would guess not, which leads me, in my imagination, to think, okay, she's probably divorced, and those Pokemon cards probably come from dad. Uh, I'm just painting this picture in my head of just this hateful woman who,
Yeah.
and it'll go to the
Yeah,
next thing that he loves, video
I don't know.
games.
Maybe she did buy it for him, and she just likes taking shit away from this kid. You know, like a
Sure.
sociopath.
Yeah, exactly. That wouldn't be beyond. Yeah, the money means nothing when sociopaths can exercise
Yeah,
that sort of
and then one
control.
one day this kid is gonna get on Twitter and see what his mom talks shit about him behind his back.
Right. Yeah, because Liz Mayer, she's her fucking name. Exactly. That's another,
Well,
again, I could be exposed at some point for everything I've ever said on the internet, but I've done so uh under, you know, I guess whatever. I guess it doesn't really matter because I've ultimately been honest most of the time, but I'm not here to advocate myself. I'm here to, joke around and um, you know, just
Yeah, I'm just here to talk shit on the internet, you know.
yeah, exactly. It's entertainment to me. So, but Sammy, you were about to say something?
yeah, I I was gonna just say too that like you're probably right that she is a single mom. This is another weird thing though because like now there's a whole generation of kids that was kind of like born with social media and like they
309.
and they've like grown up with it and so like it's gonna be like really weird when like kids grow up and start like reading up the stuff that like parents post about them online.
Not to mention all the video, because social media and the internet and stuff has been around for most of actually, and Charlie, both all of our lives. I mean, in some capacity.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think we've got our first AOL account when I was 13 or something.
Right. Well, I mean, I didn't get my first computer till I was 16, and then AOL Instant Messenger and shit came very quickly after that. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's existed for our lifetimes and then
sure.
some, I think. Oh, but it's evolved rapidly. Even when I was a kid, um, as well as when you were a kid, Sammy. It's like, uh, you know, well, there was always the whatever you put out there is. I look at it as like the Charlie. I know you're gonna remember this. Your permanent record in school.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like this is going on your permanent record, and you can't do any. You can't get rid of your permanent record. Job interviewers are gonna see this. When you're 8 years old and you fucking, started a food fight or something, and like it tried to scare the
I, ca-
shit out of you with that.
I can't believe we believe that shit.
I know, right? But it's actually, it's kind of the same thing here, where it's like yeah, all that shit exists, and it's all written down somewhere. Some substitute teacher wrote that down, and it got filed somewhere. Although it's a little more permanent on the internet in a lot of cases. So,
Yeah, I mean,
uh,
I've done a lot. I mean, I've done porn and shit, and that shit's gonna be out there forever. But
yeah.
I'm upfront about it. I tell you, I'm not like Nick Fuentes or something hiding shit.
It are you trying to say you like boys, Charlie?
No, I'm saying I didn't say anybody likes cat boys. I would never I would never say Nick Fuentes is a closeted homosexual Catholic.
Do you, hey,
Why would you say that? That would
yeah.
be libelous.
Very specific.
Yeah, yeah. Oh
Yeah.
man. Hey, I have one for you guys. I was gonna tweet this, but I couldn't word it right. You guys familiar, or do you know? I'm sure you have met, but do you know anybody in your life right now whose idea, like a sense of humor or jokes rather, is just to say like disjointed lies and then be like, "No, I'm kidding." Things like,
Yeah.
dude, so my mom's in the hospital, bro. Like, whoa, what the fuck? What happened? Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Like, what? You just walked in you just came into work. Like, why would you just? You're not late. There's no need to lie about what. Like, yeah, and then just fucking get it. They think it's the funniest fucking thing, or like, yeah,
I mean,
just
maybe
fucking.
maybe they were gonna set up for a joke, and then they just like kind of bailed. I don't know.
No, I mean, that's a good argument. Except this, I have more examples cocked and loaded here, because they do it all the time. It's like it's literally their idea of a joke, and it's so disjointed, and there's no context. It's like it's almost like the boy, Sammy, you're a fan. It's almost like the boy that cried wolf. Um, to the where it's like one day this person's gonna like approach me and say something or text or call me, and I'm just not gonna believe them. I'm gonna ignore them because I'm gonna be like, I'm not gonna. The punchline is, I'm just kidding. Is effective for everything. It's like,
Hey,
you
I'll
know,
be right back. My dog is barking at me. Give me a couple minutes.
you're good.
No, it's funny that you say that, Apex, because like it's it's the same thing as like crying wolf, I guess, basically is what people are doing.
Well,
Um,
I mean, but see, the thing is it can be a good joke. Like it is a good, can be a good premise for a joke, but to just out of nowhere, just something completely unrelated to anything most of the time. Just like, yeah, I got to put my dog down. What the fuck? Why? No, I'm just kidding. Like,
uh,
how is that funny? What? We're sitting here playing Tony Hawk, bro. Like, this is
yeah, I,
out of nowhere, no context, and they get a kick out of it because in their mind, they tricked you, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's very autistic.
yeah. Well, I mean, it can also kind of be like fucked up though, because like I remember like like a few weeks ago, like I was hanging out with like a couple of guys on campus, and one of them just goes like, "Yeah, so my dad was diagnosed with, we were just like BSing, and then like out of nowhere, this guy's like, yeah, so my dad got diagnosed with cancer," and we were like, "Oh, sorry, sorry to hear that." He's like, "Nah, just kidding," and I'm like, "Why, why would you joke about something like that?"
Well, see,
Um,
but see, that's almost like a Norm style joke. Like that's the kind of joke that Norm could do, and it would be fucking hilarious because it doesn't have anything to do with anything. Deadpan, and it would be like make no sense, and to some degree.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I don't know. There's just one person in particular in my life that I've been dealing with for some time that doesn't have much of a sense of humor, and when they do, it's that. Like, and they get
well,
me every time because I take, like the things that are said are out of nowhere, and like I have no choice. Like I have no reason to not take, you know, whatever's being said seriously. It's not like they're saying, "Dude, my dog learned to fly today," or something unbelievable like that. It's like, "Dude, my fucking house is on fire right now." Like, what the fuck, for real? No, no, I'm just kidding. Like, uh,
uh,
uh, okay.
at, or no, at least do something like, or at least do something like I did once, where I was like, yeah, I fucked Kate Upton once, and
Yeah. Yeah,
people
see,
were like,
that's a lie. That's just a lie. you know.
someone almost bought it though, and I'm like, nah, I wish I did though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see, and that's another thing. It's like, yeah, never mind. I
speaking
mean,
speaking of
uh,
Norm though, I think
All right,
that
hey, sorry, I'm back.
I
oh,
think
yeah, good.
speaking of Norm though, I think I'm being haunted by Norm, because I see Norm jokes everywhere, or just like
Oh no.
potential Norm jo- Norm jokes.
He lives
Yeah,
on.
like Boo and stuff.
Yeah, like you own a doghouse?
Like so that's a good joke.
Mm-hmm. Professor of Logic down at the University of Science there. Anyway, yeah. So this bitch deserves to be ratioed hard, if you ask me. And let it be a
Well,
lesson to all you other wannabe trad moms out there. Do it in real life and don't talk about it on the internet. And don't burn your kids' shit in any
yeah,
regard.
yeah. Don't. Yeah, part of being
Unless it has bed bugs or something like that, then there's no choice.
part of being a good mom is not like part of being a good parent. And I'm not a parent, but I'm pretty sure that that like part of being a good parent is not traumatizing your kid. I think that's like a pretty good starting point. Is to like
Yeah. Me and my brother got beat a lot by both our fathers and stepfathers. Um, and yeah, and basically my brother has a kid, and basically what he did was not be like my dad. So he's a good kid, seems to work for him.
well, good. Um,
Yeah, I
so
mean that's the thing is it's I've had the I take this angle. It's my my final stand in the spanking debate. Few times I've had it with people on the internet and in real life, but specifically on the internet because like I don't agree that you should nobody should go into parenting expecting to spank their kids. You shouldn't ever want to do that. But I also don't think you should ever go into parenting thinking that you're never going to have to under any circumstances ever. Because, everybody's different. Some kids, and especially if it's compassionate, need to learn that violence exists in the world, especially in today's fucking day and age. If they need to learn it from a safe place, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, like
Yeah,
every parenting job is different.
that's why
Good.
I don't think I could be a parent just because I wouldn't know. Like, if I'm gonna spank my kid, like how much do you spank them? How hard? And it's just like I don't think I could hold back if I was gonna hit anything.
well, and that's part of
Right.
it. That's part of it too. It's all about like degrees too. Like my biological dad like has like one of the worst. He's gotten better, but like when I was a kid, he had like a really bad like temper where he would just like fly off the handle. Over like minor just like shit. And so, for me, it's like if I ever become a parent, like I don't want to yell at my kids, but like, I also know that like if they're, if I ever do have kids and they're fucking around, like, I'm gonna have to discipline them like some way. So,
Yeah, and I mean, again, I think parenting is just another one of those things where it it's good to be prepared as you can be, but like it's like I feel like the more you plan on how things are going to go and how things are going to be with those kids it's all going to be for naught because, you know, the old maxim or whatever it's called, you want to make God laugh, make a plan sort of thing or whatever the fuck that saying is. But yeah, you go into it to do the best you can, and of course you have as much prepared as you can have. But yeah, let's not talk about things that nobody in this fucking call can really speak on, other than you, Sammy. I'm kind of your dad and big brother at the same time.
well, I mean, listen, you'd probably like to think that you're my dad, but that's John Arcade still.
Well,
So
what we've been afraid to tell you all this time is we're co-daddies. That's how I got into the gang in the first place, man.
so,
Gay.
I met Johnny at a glory hole in Arizona, and this is history.
So you are gay. I knew
I didn't
it.
fucking say that. I never said that.
Uh, that's
Not that, not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not you know, not there's anything wrong with being a faggot or anything.
uh,
Anyway, what else you got on the docket there, Sammy? What are we talking about?
yeah.
We're doing a good job. We're
So
doing a good job of hitting it for a minute and then trailing way the fuck off.
well, that's kind of how Come Town, I guess.
They don't
Yeah,
have
which
any. No, that's not fair.
they're God, those guys are so fucking funny.
They are
man.
so funny.
I-
Nick is the crux of that show, but you know.
Yeah,
when the
Nick
other-
carries that show.
Oh God, yeah, for sure. But when the other ones are funny, they're funny.
You know, I actually thought, I actually thought that would I was afraid to check that out because at first I thought it was a gay like porn podcast.
Of course. Well, I mean, it kind of is.
I mean, yeah, it's like it is like gay audio porn, but uh,
No.
Yeah,
But to be,
usually oh, sorry.
No,
sorry.
no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I can't. Usually I'll like fall asleep to like different podcasts. I can't fall asleep to that podcast. It's too fucking
Yeah,
good.
it's too funny, dude. Yeah. Yeah, I've been a fan for a while, and it was one of those things where I'm like, I listened to it regularly, but I just didn't tell anybody because I'm like, this shit, it's degenerate comedy. It really is.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the most. It's the rawest form, but it's I think the reason it's so popular, excuse me, is and I mean, it's not a secret. People call it the friendship simulator. God damn it, Sammy and that fan. Because it's literally just dude like you like so many of us have done, just sitting around with your boys, usually as teenagers, you know, fucking around, no parents home, maybe getting stoned, maybe getting drunk, just fucking, just no filter, just saying whatever made each other, each
Yeah,
other laugh.
I am so surprised. I'm so surprised with all the shit they get away with. It's commendable how much
Yeah.
shit they talk.
they're fucking heroes for it.
Well, and I mean, it's what's funny is, aside from all the filler, because there's a lot of bullshit. There's a lot of, oh my god, I cannot believe people pay money for this. But the bits, most of which are clipped in, 5, 10, 20-minute clips, are like so fucking good that if they were, the clippers on YouTube do a pretty good job of throwing little animations in and stuff. And there's people lately that are like drawing little shitty hand drawn animations to kind of.
Yeah, I think the first Comtown clip I ever saw was the Batman animated series one. I think I was hooked after that. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I think the first one that I saw was it was either the r/small dick problems SDP, or it was the Dark Knight Joker, where Batman what Joker sews his asshole shut, and he's got a choice. He can either fuck, he can either unstitch and fuck Joker in the ass, or he can go and save Rachel. And it's like I'm almost crying just trying to describe it because it's so fucking funny. It doesn't make any sense.
the
Batman gets caught on camera, Joker in the ass. Like, but like Chappelle's show, a skit show. If there was like a Come Town skit show where they just gave these dudes money and resources, put Nick Mullen in charge, and throw Ian Fidance and all the other fucking Probably Louis J.
I,
Gomez
th-
and
I
all the
yeah,
others.
I think the problem is, especially lately, Nick Mullen doesn't want to do anything really.
Oh God,
He's
no,
like
he's the
the
most nihilistic motherfucker ever. Yeah,
yeah,
he
it's
can't
like
do anything.
that's where I think Gillian Keeves is a pretty good skit
Oh
comedy
yeah, for
show.
sure. Yeah,
Wh-
you saw. Did we talk about that, Sam, with Charlie on the show?
yeah,
We
well,
talked about Shane Gillis, but
Yeah, we did. Okay.
yeah. You told me to watch. You told me to watch the special, which, by the way, I did. And like the first 5 minutes, I thought were a little slow, but after that, like I think it like really took off. So the Fox News jokes
Yeah, the Fox
are
News dad. The Fox News dad. Hell yeah.
that is my stepdad to a T. By the way, like
That's what makes it so good. Is it's everybody's either dad or stepdad.
yeah.
You know, like he says, good dads are Fox News dads. You know, could you
yeah,
imagine
my
a
my
CNN dad?
yeah, I have one of those. I have a CNN dad.
Oh no.
Yeah, he stopped talking to me after the election. I haven't talked
Oh
to him
no.
since like 3 days after the election.
I
Oh
have
no.
yeah. I yeah.
Yeah, which it's funny because I never even told him who I voted for. 2 weeks earlier, we were at the Tilted Kilt having beers and shit, and then
Oh,
I
wow.
said I'll probably vote for Gary Johnson, but then I ended up voting for Trump. But I never told my dad that. And then he 3 days later, I was like, "Hey, how you holding up?" And he just tells me to go fuck myself, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
I yeah, so I might as well. I mean, shit. You guys have been listening to me long enough to where I guess I can divulge the secret. But my biological dad is also a CNN dad, and like I usually like I avoid politics with him at like all costs when I'm around. Like I don't start shit at all. But after the whole I was actually like in Denver visiting him when Charlottesville happened. And I didn't even know what happened at first, but uh he was like, Are you proud of this? This is what you voted for. I'm like, what are you
They
talking?
can't help themselves. They can't help themselves. Sorry, go ahead.
No, and I told him I'm like I'm like, Dad, he literally disavowed. Well, he's saying that white supremacists are very fine people, and I'm like, no, he didn't, and it like it became like a 6 hour like screaming match basically between
Yeah, it's
us.
pointless, dude. Oh, what was that? Is it Edgar Casey? I think something Casey, the old CIA director, said something about when the public can't distinguish propaganda from
Yeah,
the truth.
yeah, Edgar
Or
Hoover.
no, that wasn't J. Edgar Hoover. It was this.
Oh, Edgar Casey, the psychic.
Yeah, he was a psychic. Fuck, what was that guy's name? Anyway, yeah, he said something about
Oh, oh, is it that Russian guy that Semper plays? The
no, that's not. Yeah, that's Yuri Bezmenov. Yeah, he says when our disinformation campaign will be complete when the general public can't decipher fact from fantasy or something like that. Um, I'll look it up.
Well, I think in some ways we're kind of that. I think in some ways we're kind of there. Um, and speaking of, I guess like misinformation and whatnot, like I haven't really been following this whole. Uh, I haven't been following the Britney Spears thing too closely, but like I guess now she's like threatening to like name names and shit. So
William J. Casey, he says, we'll know our disinformation program is complete when everything the American public believes is false.
Well,
Well, they're doing a bang up.
They're doing a bang up fucking job, and that's the thing is it's the indoctrinated versus the and that's the thing is like those that don't want to be indoctrinated and have seen through whatever their hole was into the truth, um, become more and more resilient to anything being said. You know, I mean, I can only really speak for myself, but I'm sure it's a pretty widespread where it's like you know, both ends just kind of shut off. Other, if it's not in your lane or your field of vision, it's got to be propaganda from the other side. I mean, my oldest friend in the world, Charlie. I've talked about him a couple times on the show, and I love this man. I've known him for fucking ever, but he is on the other side of that fence, and we believe so many of the same things and have so many of the same sentiments about society and the world and how people should behave and et cetera, et cetera. But we can't have a fucking conversation anymore because I supported Donald Trump and his, ultimately his presidency. And yeah, I mean, I got duped in some regards, but I still stand by the fact that he's the best president on paper that we have had in our lifetime. And it's not something that I don't like even pushing that fact. It's not a hill I want to die on because all presidents are bullshit. But um Trump was funny
Yeah,
at least too, but
yeah. Honestly, yeah, I voted for him just to say fuck it.
mhm.
Like he did a pretty decent job
He did
for
a
what he
pretty
was
damn
up
good he did
against,
a pretty fucking
but
damn good job.
yeah, for all the shit that was being thrown at him, I just did it because I thought it was hilarious. And the election night in 2016, fucking, I was laughing my ass off.
I I voted for Trump because I just and like I would have voted for whoever the nominee was just because like I think
Damn, he's
Hillary
a party boy.
well well not so much that I think that Hillary Clinton is is possibly like the worst. I mean, there are probably worse people, but she's a the word cunt doesn't even begin to describe my disdain for her. Like if there were like another word beyond that, that's how I
Antichrist?
yeah. Yeah, and sometimes I even think Satan's kind of like I know I'm Satan, but geez, that's
Oh,
a
don't
Yeah, he
insult
was
the
yeah,
devil. Yeah,
Lucifer was like
don't insult the
Lucifer was the
devil like that.
bringer. Yeah, Lucifer was the bringer of light, Like I mean, he was at least an angel at one point. You know what I mean? So,
but yeah, and like and so and that was like what I told that's like what I told my dad too after Charlottesville. I'm like he's like, "How could you vote for Trump?" And I'm like, "Because I hate Hillary Clinton that much that I
oh hell yeah, dude. Larry, shouts out to Larry Rapshaw in the chat, who just joined us.
oh
Just
hell
said that
yeah.
they got a whaling cool Trump 2024 cap yesterday that says "Take America Back."
Uh
That's fucking awesome.
well, I mean, I would I would love it if Trump ran again in 2024, but like I'm kind of like
You
black.
know he is.
Yeah, I mean but at this point too, like is he gonna be able to like do anything? I mean we're
Well,
the rate at which shit is falling apart like is
well, look, you know
astounding.
what? That's I. I've
Maybe
been very black pilled for a long time, and Donald Trump, from my first foray into politics, and Sam, I kind of blame you for this because, I joined you on your show. But,
you're welcome.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fucking Sam.
You are welcome. God damn it. No, but I find it really difficult to believe that his presidency wasn't on his first election wasn't on purpose. And I do believe that it didn't go the way, the orchestrators planned, let's say. But the vaccine, fucking Israel, there's a lot of there's a lot of major bullet points in, major world, call them, problems that he had his hand not just in, but was right dead center for. He's still
Yeah,
feeling for the
I think
vaccine.
people for. Oops, sorry. I think
No,
people forget that they were allowing Trump on CNN to do interviews for that early part when he announced that he was running. And then they found out that it was blowing up in their faces, and then he became the devil guys. Yeah, it might be it does seem like it could be kind of orchestrated that way.
right, and that's what I mean. It's like they're like, oh, whoops, we were just laughing at this clown. We put up the Wicked Witch of the fucking West versus Sam. You said it yourself. Literally anybody other than Hillary Clinton would have got your vote.
Yeah,
Right? I mean, any Republican would have gotten your vote counter to Hillary Clinton. I
but
bet you. I mean, I guarantee you, 90% of voting Americans felt the same way,
but
minus the vocal 5+% on Twitter and Facebook and shit. Go
but
ahead.
also, and I said this to I've said this on other podcasts I've gone on, because people are always like, well, how did Donald Trump get elected? And I've simply said because Hillary ran. And in all seriousness, if Hillary never ran in 2016, I don't think Trump would have uh would have made it that far. Maybe he would have, but like I think like all my friends and I were like, oh, well, if they're gonna nominate this bitch, then we might as well vote for Trump, because fuck it, they're gonna rig it in her favor, and they're gonna rig it in her favor anyway. So we might as well. I mean, I wouldn't say I obviously I didn't throw my vote away, because that's not what happened.
Well, that's I
But
wasn't suggesting that. I was kind of trying to, as I do, is long-windedly painting a narrative here. But go ahead, continue.
but it kind of like I said, I did it mostly just to say fuck Hillary, and it turned out to be hilariously awesome, and it worked out.
Yeah, I would say if it was Hillary Clinton and Jeb Bush, I would have a really hard time just even being
Somebody would have got
involved.
assassinated. Somebody would have got assassinated if it made it that far. with
Yeah,
those two.
something.
Yeah, but no, what I was kind of getting at is, they put up Trump as a clown, expecting they probably expected something more like we're getting out of Biden right now. So Trump just not only delayed, he bucked whatever system. It was clear, anybody paying attention, that he was not favored by the establishment. They didn't like him from the get-go, et cetera, et cetera. But now that the country has been so thoroughly divided, I mean, who more perfect to drive that wedge the rest of the way in than Donald Trump? I mean, the way he can't shut the fuck up in public. And to be fair, I love his fucking rallies and his speeches and shit, but most people are fucking stupid and they're sheep, and if they see a headline, a Fed post on one of their Facebook groups or something, biting on one of those lines that Trump says a plethora of, and they rally up another January 6th or 5 more January 6th. I mean, fuck, how many people do you see on social media claiming January 6th is the most devastating attack on our democracy or our countries? It's even worse than 9/11, or it's up there with. They compare it. It's even in the same conversation as 9/11. So I mean, I don't think it's beyond the realm, and I see tons of Trump 2024 shit in my little corner of the cornfields out here. So yeah, it's nice to believe, but again, I'm turning kind of black pilled again, bro. Gonna be honest with you.
No, no, so am I. You want
Uh,
you
I
want
was
to be
gonna
able to
say
get things.
I get black pilled at least like what 1 week out of every month I'm black pilled.
Right?
Yeah. Well, you want. It's interesting that you say that these are all like that. Lots of people are stupid because you know that
No,
the
people are smart, but people in individuals, you know what I mean? But you take a group of those individuals and you put them together and they become fish.
well
They
yeah.
move with the stream generally.
Well, yeah, but and also though the stupid people tend to be like the most educated though, if that makes sense.
Well, no,
Like,
the stupid people tend to be the loudest nowadays, for sure.
well, yeah, but also like you know like like I wouldn't say my dad is stupid by any means, but he buys into the narrative and like I thought he was a guy who like thought critically about like a lot of the stuff, but he just you know he buys into just what CNN says, and he thinks that like I'm QAnon, even though like you know I've made fun of QAnon and you know um all this you know other stuff. It's just you know, and he's a smart guy, but you know people just they just want to buy into this stuff because it's easier. So um anyway, uh did I did I kill the entire.
No, sorry. I didn't know if Apex was gonna jump in there or say
No,
something. I mean,
I was responding to Larry in chat, and I actually have to step away for 2 seconds. So, Charlie, you're in
all right.
charge.
Well, it's not my. Sam's in charge.
Charles in charge of our
I
stream.
don't die, you son of a bitch.
I mean, listen. I mean, Charlie and I can just we can riff all day, and let me check in with chat. Whiskey did say something earlier, which I thought was good, which is move voting to the blockchain. Yeah, I would. I think that's a. I think that's a great idea. And I am kind of starting to like get into that crypto, not myself, but like I'm reading up more and more on it, and yeah,
Yeah, I got into crypto when it was that it was probably around the time Merch started talking crypto. Like, yeah, I'll give this a try. I can at least spare $100 every month. And
Oof.
ever since Biden's been president, it's just been randomly taking shits.
I'm sorry, you're taking financial advice from Mike Shealy?
No, I didn't say I was taking advice to be legal. I said it got me interested because it's like, well, I can save $100 out every month and just kind of save it.
Charlie, you're roboting super hard, or you were.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Sorry.
okay, yeah. Now you're better. But yeah, you're better.
Yeah, sorry. I'm operating off of my hotspot because that's how bad.
Yeah, you know what? Here. Hey, Charlie, leave the call and then join right back in. See if that helps.
Okay.
But yeah, I was
oh
yeah,
that?
already better.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I think we're
good. I'm not, but
yeah.
Sammy, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna assassinate that fan on your fucking computer. From long range, I'm gonna put a fucking bullet in it. Forever.
Is it? It must become.
no sound.
Yeah, you're muted now, Sam.
Oh, yeah, I hit I I I hit the top of my mic. Yeah,
Mhm.
I have noise filters on uh Discord and I mean on OBS, and I thought I enabled the noise suppression on Discord as well. But yeah, Streamlabs, I've actually tried to email them being like, how can I make it so that this doesn't take up so much CPU. Yeah, because that's going on. Yeah. Streamlabs is just doing its thing, I guess. So,
Yeah.
um,
Fucking boomer.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I am, what do you want from me? I am kind of a millennial boomer, so I admit that.
You know
So,
what? I think the answer, and I need one of these fucking things too, because I am currently, I'm just the way I got it. I've got a stationary little tripod mic stand, and I mean I could just take it off and like hold it in my hand, but then there's other stuff I like to do.
Yeah, I tried doing that for a while, and then if I'm doing like longer form shit like this, my arms get fucking tired.
Yeah,
Switching the mic back and forth.
yeah, you mean
What
like,
I was saying, Sam, you need, and what I need is a fucking boom. I have a boom, fancy. It's probably a fucking $300 art light. It's actually an art light, but for art, circular light thingy. That would be perfect if I could fix my mic to it. Because I gotta like hunch up. I'm like sitting all forward, and my chair is as low, and it's the lowest setting, and I still gotta like bend down. It'd be nice if I could just move the thing around. You know what I mean, Sammy? I'm sure you
yeah.
know what I'm fucking.
Oh,
You just
yeah.
pull the mic to you. You just lean back in your chair, pull the mic to your mouth. Fuck.
I I'd love to get one of those. What I actually bought like a boom arm thing off of Amazon, and I thought it would work, but lo and behold, it wouldn't clamp to my desk because my desk is wood. So like one of the
Yeah, I had the same issue. I bought one of those Amazon mic arms, and I have to attach it to one of the drawers on this desk because this isn't really even a computer desk. It's one of those old school, foldable. Like I forget what the fuck they're called.
Like a
It's
picnic
like a
table?
big. I wouldn't know, but it's like one of those big wooden desks, that you'd
yes,
see at like
Oh.
your
yes,
grandparents' house
Oh.
or something.
yes, same here. I literally have my stepdad's dad's like old wooden desk from like the 50s in here.
Yeah, I rent a room from a guy, and he's an old Air Force guy. But yeah, he had everything already furnished when I got here. So this I'd get an actual computer desk, but this thing is way too fucking heavy.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I'm actually. I have a 4 foot or 3 foot by 5 foot art desktop and the feet for it. But the desktop, just the tabletop itself, weighs like fucking 120 pounds or something. And I also am renting a room right now, and that desk it's just too big. I can't use it, so I'm using a fucking glass top. It's a computer desk, but there's like the keyboard tray that doesn't exist anymore. There's like the slots for it, but no actual keyboard thingy. You know what I'm talking about? That slides
No,
out.
I know what you mean.
And then
Yeah.
underneath that, where my knees are perpetually pressed, is like a 1 foot wide. So this table is like, or the whole desk is like maybe 2.5 foot wide, and then about 6 inches from the front of the desk, a shelf comes out. So to sit up close enough to my mic, my knees are jammed into that little shelf under. You know what I'm saying? So I've got to either sit all retarded or sideways, or it's just uncomfortable. The whole point is, Sammy, we need to get the Patreon up so we can get you a fucking boom mic, and then you can start paying me, nigga.
Well, yeah, and see now there's a premium show on that where people can actually listen to what to us bullshit and talk about
You
stuff. And
have to make it exclusive though, man. You gotta have to start showing feet again, or I'll turn my camera on and
oh,
we'll do a
I'll
shirtless. We'll do a
I
shirtless show.
I will go shirtless. I will just to get Johnny Arcade to subscribe. I will take my pants off on.
Honestly, I think you need to make a show where you exclusively talk about desks for 2 hours.
Oh my god, that
I
sounds
think that'll
amazing.
get them asses in the
That's
seats.
a fucking good idea, Charlie. We'll get you on the pilot episode.
It,
Yeah.
it what?
Anyway,
yeah.
Go ahead.
If we did a desk show, I think that might actually work. Who knows?
There's a market for it.
Oh, absolutely. We joked about doing an architecture show.
Yeah, see,
because there's
people
so
would
there's-
actually, yeah.
I mean, I'm not an architect, nor am I a carpenter, but I sure enjoy some architecture. And there's plenty of it all over the world. You can pull up thousands of pictures and just flip through them and be like, oh, dude, that's fucking cool. Look at that. See how that thing does that thing there? That's fucking cool.
I like that little swoopy
Yeah, that
thing in
swoopy
the middle.
dude. Dude,
Swoopy
wait,
thing.
look, there's a different swoopy thing that goes the other way. Whoa, back there. Look, you see that? There's a different swoopy thing. Whoa. Oh, cool.
Yeah, I told my stepdad that because he's a retired carpenter, and so he watches carpentry videos on YouTube, and I told him, I'm like, John, you should do carpentry videos, just get like a camera set up like in the garage, and like teach people how to like sand doorways and stuff.
Yeah, there's
That's a lot more-
there's that one Polynesian dude on Twitch who that's what he does.
I love that guy.
Yeah, he'll build shit. And such a nice guy.
Oh, fuck it. You guys don't have to donate. No, can I
Yeah, it's
give
like,
him? Is
"Oh,
there a way
Mike,
to give him
it's-
money back? Is there a way to give him money back?
I can't do a New Zealand accent. I can do an
Yeah, no, he's
Australian
fucking
accent.
Awesome. He's awesome, dude. Yeah, he started during the pandemic, just filming it. Yeah, I was just about to say that it's actually pretty hard to do that shit. To do it to do it simply and make it consumable. But if you're entertaining like that dude is, if you have a good personality and shit, you can just turn the camera on and do what you do, and and do a couple of edits here and there and whatever, and it's fine. But a lot of these, tens of millions of views YouTube channels put so much into production. They're fucking basically making movies.
Yeah.
The way they produce them and film them and refilm and edit and cut. You know what I mean?
I've gotten into some of the cooking channels on YouTube, and there's this one channel I watch, Sam the Cooking Guy. He's like from San Diego, and he's a chef, but he's also like he's not like a comedian like professionally, but the way he does his videos, it's like watching your dad like cook something and make like these really like funny like dad jokes. It's just
Yeah. Again, there's probably 1,000 of those YouTube channels that do exactly what you're talking about. Dudes that literally are just got a
Yeah,
good vibe.
I'll watch the Cowboy Cook. I forget what the fuck. Yeah,
oh yeah,
dude.
Kent.
yeah.
Can't
And then
wrong with this
also
dude.
I'll watch Justin Wilson just because I think that guy's funny.
So, and then
I watch Hide Maru. I can't even say it. Hide Maru.
Hide Maru.
Yeah,
I
little Japanese lady that no talking or nothing. She just makes nice little baked goods.
so I went down a weird rabbit hole like a few like at the beginning of the year where I was re-watching the Sopranos, and so I like started like watching Sopranos clips on YouTube, and then I found this guy named Michael Francis, who I guess is like an actual like mobster who like got out of the mob somehow, and now he just like tells like crazy stories of like being in the mob on YouTube. It's like it's insanely. I want to get him on the show. I mean, he's probably a lot more
Who's that?
famous.
Sorry, who's that?
This guy named Michael Francis. He was like a former mafia captain or something.
You just
So-
got to get more serious, Sammy. That's all.
So
You know, you got everything you need to get all sorts of guests and
Yeah,
all sorts of
I
things.
mean, I didn't even know this until after I went on Semper's show, but he got Ryan Long to go on his show. So
yeah. No, right. No, and you know that I didn't even know who.
And Semper's a dummy.
I wasn't saying it like that.
He's just persistent. That's all. I'm just kidding. I love Semper.
He actually puts time and effort into his show.
Of course,
so-
he has for a long time, and I've been an advocate and supporter of him doing so for a long time. Actually, one of my favorite things that I've done creatively on the internet, I did with a wonderful young lady who goes by Brew City Synth. We took one of Semper's streams, and she's done this many a times in other forms, but we cut his audio down and like made him saying it's pretty random, but we put like a beat behind it and some synth audio and shit. And I don't remember what
Yeah.
that one was. What was that one, Sammy?
What?
Not Ham Wallet's the most popular.
Yeah,
but,
Ham Wallet's popular. There was something where he was like talking like where Brew basically made him say that he I can't remember the exact joke, but it was something like he likes she essentially made him like a necrophiliac
nice.
a few weeks
Yeah.
ago. So I'm trying to get him to say that he likes titties, because what jarhead doesn't like tits? And yes, I did just call you a jarhead, Semper.
He'd probably he doesn't care.
Oh, he likes that.
So,
Anyway,
but yeah, no, he's actually like, as far as guests go, he's the one that like all my normie friends that listen to the podcast, they're like, I don't like that Semper guy. He's like Alex Jones levels of crazy, and I'm like, really? Because that is actually, that's kind of why I like him. And
Yeah, I mean, I don't see the problem with
He-
that.
and he's also like, he's intense, but he's also like a very chill dude. Like if you just talk to him. So
oh that
Oh, yeah,
bitch, she took it off of her channel. It's not there.
I
Damn it.
think she has like a couple different channels now. So
Oh,
What's her channel name?
Brew City Synth.
Bruce Mason.
she's probably
She's in Milwaukee.
she's
so
probably
brewery.
I know Saucin is in here.
She
So
was. But you know Saucin, she's probably in 5 other streams. She's a whore.
yeah,
Alright.
she is, which
She's our whore.
yeah, she's our whore. But see, I can't even say that on TWR, because if I do, I'll get suspended again for making an inside joke. So that was
Bums me out.
that was
It's not. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
that was funny. That was like seriously. I got banned. I got like suspended for that. I've tweeted way worse shit.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I never get in trouble for anything that I say. I've been suspended once from Twitter. Which it's fucking weird for all that shit that I say. Especially, I said a joke about the Pete Buttigieg picture where he's swinging in a swing with his husband, and I'm like, this is gayer than sucking dick. It's like I don't know how I didn't get in trouble for that.
I retweeted that today when I saw that, and the thing it is,
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
the thing of it is though, it's true too. I'm like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah, it's like I'd rather somebody post gay porn than watching two men in a huge swing together.
I'm like, well, I have a bit. I kind of have like a bit. It's not even a bit, but I've kind of worked it into one where I'm like, where like I don't care if you're gay. I'm not. I have no problem if you're gay, but I have a problem if you're a fag.
I know what you mean.
And they're like, well, see, you get it, but a lot of normies are like, they're like, I don't get it, bro. That's the same thing. I'm like, no, it's not. Like there are gay people who are like, chill. They're just gay.
Yeah,
But
I don't mind gay people, but that's gonna be somebody's gonna do something with that.
Clip that.
It's like
Clip that,
I don't mind gay people. It's
I
like
don't
no,
mind, but I
yeah,
don't
I
like
don't
that.
mind gay people.
Mhm.
But yeah, but when it's like it becomes your entire personality, it's like you're not interesting. It's like I'm gay and I'm so gay and gay this and gay that, and it's like I guess, man. I like anime. It's like anything else about you that except for the sucking dick shit.
yeah, yeah. Or like Lucy K. He has that bit. I don't mind it. I don't mind if someone's gay, but if someone like actually takes the dick out of their mouth and starts saying like faggy things, I'm gonna
Oh
be
no,
like,
yeah. If people from Phoenix, they're Phoenicians. Shut up, faggot.
Shut up, faggot. One of my more proud tweets that sticks out to me, and again, I think this is only because I have some in real life interaction. It's not just likes and retweets. But that fucking faggot football player that came out last year, or maybe it was late the year before, maybe it was late 2019.
Was he the white guy or black
Yeah,
guy?
white guy that came out
Okay, yeah.
openly gay. I think he's the first openly queer uh, NFL player or whatever. And he tweeted, for some reason, it ended up on my timeline. Is just, and I didn't even really realize who he was in the moment, but it was like, do you accept me for being gay? Was the tweet with tens of thousands of likes and tens of thousands of retweets. And I just quote tweeted it and said, maybe if you weren't such a fucking faggot about it,
ah,
you know,
yeah,
which
exactly.
which I work with another thing I've talked about on the show. One of my employees is a gay, furry, conservative Eagle Scout,
Huh.
and autist. He's a pretty
An
on the
autistic
spectrum.
furry? I don't believe
Yeah,
you.
yeah, he's definitely on the spectrum. But I had sent it to him because it's a conversation that he and I had had. I didn't even know that this kid was gay or much less a fucking furry, for a solid year and a half that we worked together because I don't fucking care. You know what I mean? He knows more about small engines and shit than most other people that work there. So yeah, anyway, I don't care. So I sent it to him, and he has subsequently showed me like Discord chats that he sent that my screenshot to with his other faggot furry friends that are like, oh hell yeah, dude, like the faggots approved too. And I was like, yes, see, I'm one of the crew. I mean, wait, no, that's not what I was trying to prove. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
But yeah.
yeah. I compare it to the, let's say you got a friend and all he talks about is getting laid all the time. It's annoying like that for, just how gay you are compared to everybody else, and it's like it'd be like if one of my straight friends talked about how much pussy you got like every
That
single
sucks
time.
too, dude. Yeah, that's not I mean, that's not cool either.
Do,
I've had a few of those friends too that just it doesn't matter. Like, look, bro talk is bro talk. You know what I mean? I'm all down for having some, sharing some war stories and whatnot. But, every time you hang out with your friends, you want to go in detail about, um, and most of the time, likely fabricating. Even if you're telling the truth, I we're sitting here smoking weed, dude. There's 6 people here. 2 of them are girls. They're not trying to hear, you know, dude, this fucking hot ass blonde dude, she had big old tits, man. And we went out to the truck after I bought her 17 beers. And yeah, she didn't really want to, but she was wearing a tube top. So I fucking pulled it down around her ankles. Then she couldn't run, and then, or something like that.
my I the thing that like always gets to me is people sometimes will just like ask me nonstop about like being in a wheelchair or something like that, and I'm just like, you know, I'm like, it is whatever, but like
Yeah.
when people just like ask about it like nonstop, it's like okay, like you're making a bigger deal about me being crippled than I.
Uh, okay, now hold on. You know what? That's a good example because Sammy, unfortunately, you have no choice but to
Yeah, no,
wear your
yeah, no,
deficiency, right?
I
So
literally.
faggots, and furries and all manner of degenerates for almost all of existence for the last with this most recent uptick in civilized humanity have been relegated to the shadows, to their bedrooms, to their house, to their private domiciles. They are not wearing their furry suits out in public. They are not coloring their hair. They are not wearing tails, butt plugs out of their fucking ass at Walmart.
they
You know
they
what I mean?
li- they
So,
well
but look, if they did, which they are, people start to ask questions. Excuse me. Um, but if all gay people had to wear, let's just say a gold star on their chest, but they weren't persecuted necessarily, but it was just they just had to wear it for whatever reason.
Yeah,
Uh, you know,
well,
Go ahead.
my first like interaction with anything that was even remotely like over the top gay was my girlfriend was going to San Francisco with her gay friend, and they were going to the Folsom Street Fair, and they wanted me to go, and I looked it up. I was like, no, that's not happening. I'm not going to the. If you know anything about the Folsom Street Fair, it's people pretty much fucking and sucking in the middle of the street, and they're making pornos out in public. It's really fucking disgusting.
Yeah, and you know
yeah
what? That is disgusting. But another further analogy is like religious shit. There's yarmulkes on Jews. There's religious garb for other, like Eastern religions, Indians and stuff. And I didn't deal a whole lot with that as a kid, but especially as a kid, you see someone wearing a turban and no one else wears a turban, or someone wearing a yarmulke and no one else wears a yarmulke. You're gonna they're going to be asked questions. You know what I mean? If it's not if it's not something that's regularly taught, much like, I mean, I guess that's somewhere you would have a benefit in this, analogy, Sam, is, crippled people have been around for a long time, and kids see people that are disabled to various degrees for, most of their lives, if not in some
the
sort of media, then in their family or in some sort of real life, right?
the thing
But
that the thing that drives me crazy is like there will be some little kid who will just be like curious about me being like in a wheelchair or whatever, and they'll like start to ask a question about it. Like, these kids will be like 5 or 6 years old, and their parents, like, for like not wanting to be like offensive, for like not wanting to offend me or whatever, I guess, will stop their kid from like asking me, and I would have to tell them like, no, it's okay, let them, let them ask. So it 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 drives me a little crazy when
Yeah,
yeah.
I kind of embarrassed myself the first time. Like I got to talk to a midget. Um, I was in Scottsdale, Arizona, and she was a comedian. This midget, and I all I asked were midget questions. I was pretty drunk, but all I was asking were midget questions, and I felt really like a fucking dick when I left that conversation.
Well, right, but and that's the thing is you never, yeah, you were drunk. So, but whatever. I'm sure it's not the first time she's dealt with it. It won't be the last time. And all you can do, look, you're limited. We're all limited by our life experience. If you've never dealt with people that are disabled or are Jewish or are fucking um, crippled, did I say that one already?
Yes.
or are a midget or are gay or whatever. Like
Jews,
you're not gonna
blacks, deer. Yeah.
Jews, blacks, wild fucking animals or something like that. Asians, maybe. No, yeah, people are limited to their life experience, man. So we're part of this, whole woke culture's
The
a real fucking issue because people do not learn if they can't ask questions. And when you ask questions, you're deemed offensive or, combative or whatever. It's an automatic violation of someone's fucking safe space.
the favorite question I always get, and Apex has been in Discords when I've gotten asked this question, but I always get um so Sam, I'm not really sure how to ask this, but does it, well, and I'm like, yes, my dick works fine. But it's just like
Oh, yes. Got to get that one out there again. Yes, ladies, Sammy's dick works just fine. And guess what? He has hydraulics built into that fucking chair to keep it from dragging on the ground. So, fact check me if you want. He's in Florida.
yeah. No, no, listen, if any of the ladies want to come down here and and actually like, try and disprove Apex, they're more than welcome. So, um, so, why is, oh, okay. Let's see, what is chat on about? Obviously I said hello to Sunny in chat. Um, why why does Larry keep getting hitting?
He's typing in Yiddish or something, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't looking at the chat, but I just did. Yeah, what? Maybe because he put Nazi in there, which is that's stupid.
Mm. Yeah, well, they'll censor anything. Oh, so you want to know what's funny is my channel got rated, got like restricted and rated like TVMA or whatever the YouTube equivalent of that is. I just got like an email about it the other day from YouTube, and I'm like, took you long enough.
Yeah, I that happened to me with one of my videos where they put it as you have to proof of age or whatever, and I was like, which video is it? And it's we're in Iraq and we gave a guy 20 bucks to put icy hot in his balls, and there's no nudity in the video. It's just him fucking freaking out for 5 minutes.
So yeah, so Charlie, I actually have to ask you, like, what branch in the military did you serve in?
Kind of gay, but I was in the Navy.
In the Navy.
I mean, listen, bro, it could be worse. You could have been in the Coast Guard or
Actually, you know what's funny? Their boot camp is way tougher than Navy boot camp or Air Force. Obviously, everything's tougher than Air Force, but
the chair force as everyone calls it. Yeah.
Shots fired.
But
Damn.
and my grandfather was like a captain in the Air Force too. So, but
So you like ships, Charlie?
Actually, you know what's funny? I was in for 6 years and I never had to go on a ship.
For real? That's fucking
Yeah.
gay.
It's, I guess.
I mean, I don't know if it's gay or not. I don't know.
Yeah, I was in the Seabees, which is construction. So I was a plumber and HVAC tech, and then I did one tour in Iraq where they put me on the convoy security team. So I was a gunner on top of the jervs.
oh
Right. Did you get to shoot it at?
No, everybody asked that. Never did. Because Iraq and Afghanistan are completely different. In Iraq, it was just all IEDs mostly.
Right.
And then
right.
Afghanistan, yeah, they were getting shot at. I never had to go to Afghanistan. So
Right.
so,
Yeah,
so
any of the Funker TV videos I've seen over the last 20 years have been in Afghanistan. It seems like.
So what is that desert wasteland like? It just seems like that whole entire region is just shitty.
you know, I mean, it is a shitty place, but I kind of like that deployment. More than actually, I would say Africa. I liked more. Because I was getting $100 a day per diem on top of my paycheck and housing allowance. So I came out of that with like over $30,000 just off of 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, Iraq is shit.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard that it's crap. And then, do you ever get like do you ever get mistaken for Patrick Warburton at all?
I used to. I used to get that a lot, but I don't even think anybody knows who Patrick Warburton is. They just say, "Oh, you sound like Joe from Family Guy,"
Yeah.
or Putty from Seinfeld.
Yeah, I was gonna say or Putty.
Yeah.
Hey, you sound like Putty. I don't sound like shit.
Yeah.
I can sometimes I can sound like other races and other.
Oh yeah,
people,
examples.
but usually when I'm by myself.
Oh, okay.
No. Yeah, no. I'll get into it. I'm 4 beers in now. I'll start warming up. What are we at? Like an hour and a half now?
Yeah, I used to be able to do somewhat of kind like impressions, but I can't.
Sammy, you
anymore.
do you know what? You could do an exceptional Down syndrome person if you really tried.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me, dude. I'm sorry, Sammy. I love you.
This may be the most offensive thing. What I'm about to say might be the most offensive thing I say, but Down syndrome people are like, they may be retarded, but they're also like they play it up sometimes. They're definitely smarter than people would give them credit for in a weird way. Yeah, well, I mean, Shane Gillis even did a bit on it in his last special, but there was this like special needs like class when I was in high school, and a bunch of the and like we had a few Down syndrome kids, and like a bunch of the senior girls would always like go and volunteer in there or whatever. And like
Wait, so tell me there were like hot senior girls that would go and volunteer in the special needs class. Is that what you're getting at?
yeah.
They wanted all
yeah.
that big retarded dick.
Hell yeah, go on, bro. Continue.
And I was never in there. See, I should have acted retarded more because
Bro, if you would have just like pinned your right wrist to like like your chest, just like kept it there all the time. You know what I mean? Like lift your arm up and pin it to your nipple, your opposite nipple. There you go. But no, like no. You had it right the first time. Like, like the dirt, the old
And, yeah, and you got to drool a little bit.
the 90s thing where you're like saluting your tit. You just like hold your hand. Yeah,
Oh.
even what you're doing right there. That's perfect.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
hold your hand there all the time. Just be like, my name is Sammy. And I will.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, see, Gift, just keep your hand
What-
in and
oh,
squeeze
what-
your
what
shirt.
was-
You're like,
What was the kid's name in South Park where they went to the retarded camp?
it was Jimmy and
Jimmy?
Nimsy, or I can't remember.
Mimsy was the dumb one. Shit.
That's
the
what
one
that sounded
told him-
like.
Mimsy. Quiet, Mimsy. Hello, my name is Samuel Will Pretty. Yo, Willie Pretty. Mm. I'm a big fan of politics. My name is Sam Whitfield.
Wow.
Oh shit!
Wow, Apex.
No, see,
Wow, Apex. Now I know what you really think about me. Okay.
hey, no, look, bro. I was, it was, it's a bit, man. I was just doing a bit. That's all.
Listen.
Just a point, bro.
Listen. I mean,
it's just a plank, Sammy.
I mean,
It's just a plank.
I mean, Alex Jones has admitted he's retarded. So, retards are kind of cool now, I guess. So,
Yeah, no, clear, Sammy. Obviously, I don't think you're fucking retarded. Otherwise, I wouldn't. Well, although I've admitted to being retarded, so maybe retardeds like to be together. But no, I was just saying, if you so chose, you could use your natural disabilities and act a little bit and be like the most perfect retarded person that's not actually retarded. You know what I mean?
See, I've actually tried that somewhat, and people are like they see right through it though. They're like,
Yeah, you just need them acting chops up, buddy. That's all. It's a good thing we're not closer together because I would be acting retarded around you all the time, and it'd be coaching you from a long time ago, and we'd be scamming motherfuckers.
It's a good thing that you it's a good thing that I'm not around you, because I'd probably be stealing your lady friend.
Well, listen, man. You have got Doc Ock fucking arms that come out of that goddamn wheelchair and snatch up, 20-something-year-old women all over the place. I shudder at the idea of the authorities tying together all those missing women that you've kidnapped and then reformed and released back to the wild as totally different women.
One of my
by Cripplecock.
One of my I remember back in Denver, like when my friends and I would just be like ripping on each other and just being like assholes to each other. If there was ever like a girl around, my friends would be like roasting on me, and this chick would always be like, "Oh my God, don't you can't say that to him. He's crippled. He's so sweet." So
Sammy.
Yeah, I just read that.
Yeah. No, it wasn't Timmy though. The kid I'm thinking of, he wore glasses and he.
Yeah, no, and he was always like looking up, like
Yeah,
I don't know.
it was very very Down syndrome sounding. Hey, Jimmy, how about you try some of these drugs or something like that?
I remember when you and I used to watch Owen Benjamin videos, and you did the you did That's how the Bears just sound to me by default now.
Because I burned it into your brain. Oh yeah, Charlie, that's something that's how Sammy and I met. We were kind of talking about this. You may have heard us continuing the conversation as the show was starting to start. But I was explaining to Charlie how Sammy and I know each other via Owen Benjamin. But yeah, I was a viewer, a tacit fan of Owen when he was on YouTube back in like, holy shit, like 2017, 2018, somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah.
And I watched like the whole fallout, which the chat is very familiar with, and you probably are too, of the gummy dicks,
Yeah.
the poison
Yeah.
gummy dicks that went viral.
I knew about Owen Benjamin before I started even watching like ROTC or all the people surrounding that show.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I was seeing clips every once in a while on YouTube, and then you just started talking about the Jews all the time, and you can't do that all the time.
Some of those clips, that's what I was getting at. Some of those clips were probably mine because
Okay.
for a solid, it started with Johnny Arcade, was just making random clips and he was pointing out Owen's lies, like putting clips together of Owen saying one thing, one day and then saying something else the next. And I'm like, holy fuck, this dude's got like 230,000 subscribers on YouTube and ton of viewers, and nobody seems to be paying any attention to these obvious lies. So that's how Sammy and I effectively met, and not only that, but how I have the name that I have and any presence on the internet whatsoever is I started making really, really shitty screen recorded off of my phone YouTube videos that I would sometimes do commentary over. Those were my most favorite to do. But I would just watch a clip and then I would rewind it and I'd watch it, hit screen record, watch it again, and then do some commentary and post it. I had like fucking 800 videos on my YouTube channel, I think, by the time we got.
Yeah. My channel is very low effort, so I wouldn't be too disappointed in yourself.
Yeah, I would say it's low effort, man. Like, no, the absolute best part about every single one of my videos was the intro, the little stinger.
Yeah.
And I had nothing to do with that. I didn't make it. I didn't request it. I did refine it. Fata Kings, who you may be familiar with.
Oh yeah.
He reached out to me and was like, "Hey man, I made you a little intro clip." I was like, "You what?" I never even really spoke to the guy before. He's like, "Yeah, just I like to help out people in the community." And it's the dopest fucking intro. I still have it.
Yeah, I need to pay somebody one of these days to do an intro for me or something because I can't.
Just a short one. Just a short little 5-second, 4-second fucking thing. That's all I need, man.
Yeah, I have one of those, and the animation is cool, but the music is kind of shit, so I've changed it. But
oh yeah, that's another thing, Charlie. Larry Rapshaw in the chat right now, who has been was a subscriber of my channels and has been a subscriber of Sammy's for a while, is Owen Benjamin's personal childhood piano teacher.
Really?
Yep, that Owen
Holy shit.
That Owen actually talks a lot of shit about, and says some, depending on the time in the timeline, either says a lot of nice things about or talks a lot of shit about. But Larry is actually a transgender individual. And Owen, that's how Owen uses Larry as an example, especially early on, as his he's had exposure to these types of people and various types of whatever. Yeah, so it's like it's just another card he likes to play. I'm actually very grateful for Larry's presence because they have provided me a lot of not even Owen related, but they're wise.
Yeah, no, Larry's a good dude. I think.
A good egg.
I keep saying they, and I feel like that's wrong.
Yeah, I got a couple of trans friends. Yeah, and I don't have any problems with trans people.
No, dude,
most
I don't
most
have.
of them
That's the
anyway.
thing. I don't have a problem with any of that shit. Just like I mean, anything else, man. Don't force it on me or anybody else. Do your fucking thing. Don't hurt nobody. Don't be an asshole. Don't be,
Yeah, and I originally liked Owen Benjamin just for his take on the kids and shit, and then he kind of spiraled. If he had like just he got dropped by his talent agency, but if he would have just stuck it out, and not acted all fucking crazy,
like a
he
lunatic. Yeah,
probably would still be working.
And see, that's the thing. That was always my. I mean, if my channel still existed, you'd hear it. Owen says a lot of right things. He says them in the dumbest way possible. Excuse me, sorry. A lot of times, but things like, homesteading, growing your own food, starting a family, taking care of kids, and protecting children. That's all, duh, like no shit, kind of thing. And people should hear that. Like that's things people should care about. But it's what gets mixed in with all of those. It's like perfect propaganda, dude. You you mix in some really poignant truths and facts about those truths, and then you throw in your agenda for the remaining, 70-80% of the time you're on camera or on mic or whatever.
Yeah, and it became less entertaining and became kind of sad, and it's a reason why I'll watch Jesse Lee Peterson all day long just because he's fucking hilarious. But he'll have some good things to say and be consistent, but then also be funny and entertaining. The Owen thing, it became just really sad, and yeah.
The I don't know. So Apex, right before the show, I actually uploaded a clip that I can't play right now because it's Joe Rogan and yeah, but
you can probably play the audio.
You don't think that'll get popped?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, if you make it transformative, don't let it play for more than 10 seconds, I guess.
No, it's a
yeah.
It's actually a clip that I already kind of made it transformative. So I'll just pull up the audio of it. So it's on my channel though. If people want to watch it, but Rogan called out Owen again, kind of in a subtle way. But
oh yeah, I saw this come up in my feed, but I didn't
come
watch
up in my
it.
feed and I didn't get to chance to watch it yet either.
Yeah, I'll just play the audio since. But I just thought it was funny. So. All right, guys. So can you guys hear that or?
Negative. Hold on. You got stream
no.
No, nothing's playing.
Okay, yeah. Let me put it in the
in the on air thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'll be right back, guys.
All right.
No, dude. Fuck.
Right,
never mind. I'm here.
All right.
Go ahead.
Yeah. All right, guys. So I thought this was pretty funny. I was listening to a Joe Rogan podcast from, I believe it was Wednesday, when he had Alex Berenson on, and during the course of this podcast, I believe Owen was referenced. Take a look and decide for yourselves.
People, I know of one guy very clearly. There was a moment where it changed his life.
Yep.
It changed his life. He got a high dose edibles, and he's never been the same person. Never.
Oh,
and since
shit.
then, he's gone
Man.
further and further downhill. Like
Oh, he's talking about
flatter,
Owen, sorry.
Everything, like everything, all the above. He's and you know, I haven't spoken to him in years, but he's out of his fucking mind now, like legitimately. And I don't know how much of it would have happened anyway.
Right.
But I do know that a large amount of
yes,
it
definitely.
happened because of that one day.
Yes.
And I know of other people
Fucking
too.
Joey-
that I
Joey
think it
Diaz,
happened to them
man.
too.
I mean, and
Yeah, Owen saw the devil. Owen saw the devil's stick. Which, by the way,
Wow.
I'm in Joey Diaz's Discord server, or one of them, and someone brought up the poison gummy thing, and I'm like, well, I was kind of around for that one, asking any questions, and they were like, no way, that was you guys. And yeah, it was pretty crazy. So, but yeah, that definitely is Ellen.
Oh yeah, it's kind of hard to argue that it's not.
So
I mean, it.
and I guess now, like, since Rogan said that, Owen's threatening to sue Joe again, which, good luck.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll go well.
I mean, Owen's threatened to sue me, not like personally, but just like the X-Bears, so.
Yeah, Owen likes to burn a lot of bridges. I don't. It's like he used to be friends with Crowder, used to be friends with Rogan. A lot of comedians said he was a nice guy. I guess I don't know. So weird.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, I just thought it was funny that, like, I was listening to that, and then subtle Owen reference. So
It's pretty funny.
but yeah, yeah, Larry was the actual piano teacher. So
That's nuts.
Whiskey says Mrs. Whiskey passed out from too many Owen drinks. Well, she's your wife. Her name is literally Mrs. Whiskey, though, so her tolerance has to be somewhat high for whiskey, right? Shouldn't that be the case, Whiskey? I don't know. But let's see.
What happened? I just came back.
Whiskey is saying that Mrs. Whiskey passed out from too many Owen related drinks.
Well, shut the fuck up. Mrs. Whiskey passes out in every VC I've ever been in with her. So calm the fuck down, buddy.
Yeah, that is true.
Take another drink, Mr. Whiskey. But yeah, so anyway. I'm officially running a goddamn fucking kitten farm.
Well, you know, you do get lots of pussy, so.
That's not what I meant, but
I know. I just couldn't resist the I couldn't resist the joke.
Yeah, no, I've got so many kittens I gotta find homes for and keep healthy and work and do all the other grown-up shit. So, what else are we gonna talk about? You want to kill this bitch? You want to do an after show and get Whiskey's drunk ass in the VC? See if he can hold his own.
Yeah. Let's kill this. Let's start an after show, and I think we.
Yeah, I'll stop in a little bit later. I need to have a cigarette and grab a soda.
do your fucking thing, man.
Yeah,
And you know what? Don't ever be afraid, while on this show at least, to say, guys, I'll be right back. Because whatever we
Okay,
talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
in the meantime ain't that important. You know what I mean? We can catch
All right,
you up.
word up.
Yeah, don't.
But Charlie, I want to personally thank you for coming on again. I did not even know you were coming. I'm glad
Oh,
Sam
yeah.
did some.
Thanks for having me, man. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Absolutely.
thanks
It's
for
nice chatting with you.
making yourself available, Charlie. And
Oh yeah, or I'm bored and I got nothing else to do.
Why the fuck not? Chat, I love you motherfuckers. Thanks for coming.
so
Sammy, take us out.
thanks for showing up, guys. Links are in the description for everything. We'll have the after show stream here in a little bit after I go and grab a brewski of my own, and we'll just shoot the shit. So for a bit, should be fun. So to all of you regular listeners, though, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. So,
Bye.
thanks for
Bye.
tuning in.
Hell yeah, dudes.
All right, yeah. Well, I don't know.